From the Anoka Ice Arena here on QCTV Sports, it's Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Hockey, Anoka and Andover. Happy holidays, everybody, along with Jim Childs. I'm Jim Erickson. Anoka off to a start here at 1-6, brand new coach, new program, new feel, young team, and with Andover, they're off to their typical hot start, Jim.
Yeah, ranked number 1, 7-0. They have taken on some of the state's best and done a great job, and we'll see a great opportunity for a deep team, 3 lines that skate really well, great defensive pairings, and a good goalie for Andover. Again.
Meanwhile, for Anoka, they have a very good goaltender. Pavarud's been doing outstanding, seeing a lot of shots. They're not giving up a lot of goals, and new head coach Eric Thompson hoping for big things from this program and this team. We'll have it for you coming up. We'll drop the puck. Anoka and Andover girls hockey coming up next here on QCTV Sports.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
And the aerial view here tonight from Anoka High School and the sprawling Anoka High School campus as we're getting set for high school girls hockey. The undefeated Andover Huskies 7-0 traveling to Anoka. Not a long trip, of course, as it's the Tornadoes and the Huskies. Anoka coming in at 1-6 along with Jim Childs. Jim Erickson back with you here. Huskies in the dark uniforms tonight. And there you see the Anoka Tornadoes in their home whites here this evening.
Yeah, there you have a chance to see Courtney Stagman, the number 1 goalie for Andover, has had a sensational start to her season. She's 6-0. She's got a 1 goal against average, exactly at 954 save percentage.
And on the other end, we will get some video of Gretchen Pavarud as well, who's seen a lot of shots here this season. They're your starters for head coach Melissa Volk and the Andover Huskies in her 9th season. And we drop the puck underway here from the Anoka Ice Arena. Very mild night here tonight. Temperature said 41 degrees. Quick look here by Andover. They win that draw and they go right to work. That top line of Isabel Gettle. Good look on the doorstep. And again, Gretchen Pavarud, 3.00 goals against, but she's seeing 53 shots on goal per game, and her save percentage is .944. She's in the nets here tonight for Anoka. She has played every minute of every game up to this point here for the Tornadoes. Into the zone, Andover. They're left to right here in the first period. Ella Berger, team captain, 4 goals on the season with 12 points, leading the team in that department. Berger in the corner, comes back up here near side, cleared by Anoka, and it will be enough for icing here. We get our first whistle and a face-off, and we'll join Gretchen Pavarud here in her zone for the Anoka Tornadoes, Jim.
Yeah, Gretchen has had, like you said, seen a lot of rubber. Anoka starters tonight, you've got Rye Kelly is centering Moore and Hennis, and on the blue line, Soli and Francois, the 2 starters on as a D pairing.
Tornadoes get to the puck. They tip it out to center. Andover will dump it right back in. Andover state tournament, of course, last year. Runners up to Edina after defeating Edina the year before. State champions in 2020 for this Husky team as they work in on the forecheck. Sarah Kaiser in low along the end wall. Up and not out of the zone yet. Kept in at the point. A shot by Courtney Little, and it's in the glove of Gretchen Pavarud, wearing the A as one of the assistant captains here for Anoka this season. The face-off will be to her right.
Yeah, she's a sophomore. It's special to get that leadership this early, and she showed it. She's on the ice. She's been sensational.
Right off the draw, and a shot right on the money, and a save by Pavarud. Hannah Olson, second-line winger, off of that face-off win. Maya Engler centering this second line here for the Huskies, coming in at 7-0 and coming in with a 44-game Northwest Suburban Conference winning streak. They're 2-0 to start the season here this year, and they've had 3 undefeated conference seasons in a row. 15-0, 11-0, and 16-0 here the last 3 years. Now the challenge here for Anoka is to try to get some offensive zone time. They have, with the number of shots on goal that they've given up, we mentioned 53 per game, against Pavarud. That means a lot of time in their defensive zone. And they're going to try and do something a little bit different here tonight, get some offensive zone time. Huskies, they'll go back to work, and the wraparound attempt by Hannah Christensen right through the crease. They come back to the near wing, and the shot is in on Pavarud again, and it ends up in her glove. Her glove has been very good here so far this season, as she's one of the tops in the state when it comes to save percentage.
Yes, and Coach Thompson mentioned that to get those perimeter shots, and he felt very comfortable with her being able to have vision to see those.
Another shot on goal right off of the draw. Ready for it is Pavarud. Along the near side wall, pile of bodies. Scrum up along the near side, and it comes up and out of the zone, pushed out by the Tornadoes. Andover back. Ella Thorson, freshman, one of the young freshmen on this very young D-core. They lost a lot of good freshmen off of last year's team. 2-on-2 at the line here as Christensen gains the zone, but has it stolen away. Francois was the starter here tonight. Again, the player that leads Anoka in scoring, their top defenseman, top player, McKenna Beaver, under the weather, team captain, leading the team with 4 points and 3 goals, not playing. Here's a steal out in front, a bouncing puck in on Stagman. We called Courtney Stagman's name for the first time tonight. She'll cover and smother. Face off in the Andover zone. No score here, just a few minutes in.
Yeah, Leah Ansler. Good interception of a pass right out front. Tried to get it over to her winger and just couldn't get enough stick on it.
Reese Christoph taking this draw. That last name might sound familiar to Minnesota hockey fans. Yes, Steve Christoph is her great uncle from the 1980 Olympic team. Gophers, North Stars, I want to say Richfield High School as well. And scored some goals in the NHL for the Minnesota North Stars for a few seasons. Back to action here. Andover again getting in the zone. Here's a shot up high, maybe off the blocker of Pavarud. Up and out of play. Team captain Berger got a good look there. But again, so far she has been here this season. Gretchen Pavarud up to the task.
Yeah, that top line's had a couple of good scoring opportunities. That one probably the best so far is Berger. Really point-blank range, and Pavarud, again, up to the challenge.
Berger, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. The only Husky in double-digit points here at this point. Has been leading this team here for Andover to a 7-0 start against some pretty good teams. Benilde St. Margaret, they defeated Minnetonka. The Rogers team that is very, very good this year and ranked highly in the top 10. A 3-2 victory for Andover. Anoka back at center. Ella Hennis comes in on the right wing, pickpocketed with the puck, stolen and played the other way. Emma Heath to center. Crosses the red line smartly, dumps it in, rung around. She leaves on the line change, and Pavarud leads it behind her net. Back after it on the forecheck, Abby McQuay. St. Thomas commits. Huskies already have a couple of players on that St. Thomas team that went Division I here this year, of course. And Mankato and St. Thomas will be playing Hockey Day down in Mankato, just as Andover will be against Edina at Blakesley Field coming up next month. Andover working it around point to point, near side wrist shot. Jones a shot and a save. Pavarud got that one, kicked it away, back behind the net. They'll try to work it around. Still not yet out. Kendall Raquel, somebody to watch here. Good freshman, good size for a freshman, working beneath her icing line here in the defensive zone. Tornadoes still trying to clear it out. They do tip it back out to center. And circling back as Mackenzie Jones brings it in herself with a wrist shot from above the slot. And it's into the mesh of the glove of Pavarud. Gets nice little pats on the shoulder there from her teammates. Face off in the Anoka end.
Well, this is pretty much to script so far. Pavarud with some real solid saves. Most of the shots have been from outside the dots, and it's been easy, good vision, and a nice leather by Pavarud.
Ashley Grabo with the face-off win, going up against Lily Clocker. A lot of young players on both these teams. A lot of these teams have a lot of freshmen that are contributing and playing regular shifts for both the Tornadoes and the Huskies. Working on the near wing, little give-and-go attempt there by Nora Sauer. Back to the far corner here in the Tornado zone. Back behind their net, rung around. Julia Soli, who started tonight at defense. And having to recover the puck is Heath, back out to center. And then Sauer dumped in. Wide of the Anoka net, teams chase. Francois, freshman, another freshman. Tries to clear, kept in on the pinch by Andover. Centering pass and a shot from the left wing. Sauer again has been active on this particular shift. Got a shot in on Pavarud. Now Anoka back the other way, trying to control. Getting some pressure was Bridget Bottineau. And it's in the center circle. Stolen away, penalty coming up, and it's going to be on Anoka. Barron got the steal, but it was a trip at center ice that caused that turnover and that potential odd man rush the other way. So a penalty coming up here on Anoka, and it'll be a power play here for Andover for the first time here tonight as Leah Amsler goes to the box for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, and Hannah Christensen just cut back right at center ice, and Amsler got the stick out there.
Power play for Andover, 36.4%. They're 8 of 22, and they win the faceoff here. Their first power play of the game and a scoreless game. Approaching 10.5 in. There's Berger right on the doorstep, right in that scoring area. And Pavarud in perfect position, makes the save, settles things down, faceoff up and coming.
Yeah, Maddie Brown allowed the defenseman to come out, and that opened up Berger, and Berger one-timed it right into Pavarud.
Another face-off win by Berger, in low for Maddie Brown. 4 goals on the season, had 2 against Armstrong Cooper. She's another St. Thomas commit. I think the Huskies have 2 players on that Minnesota State team as well, so they'll be well represented. Mankato, loose puck out in front. There's Berger. Big save by Pavarud. 1 and 2 huge saves to keep Andover off the board. And, first time I've seen Pavarud play here this year, heard good things about her, looked at her numbers, and she is just outstanding. Really a cool customer in that crease. Look at that save, and then back on the rebound, too.
Yeah, great job. And just standing her ground right there. Not a lot of help out there. Defensemen need to step up a little bit.
Mum shot deflected off the glove of Pavarud and off the side of the net, and then Berger again takes a shot in tight. That may have hit the mask, and then back out in front to Berger. This time she scores. That time Pavarud, nothing she could do. That puck came right back out in front. And Ella Berger, who had been in the scoring area constantly here in this first period, gets the payoff here, her 5th of the season, 1-0 Andover on the power play.
Yeah, you could see Soler and Francois. Nobody really covered up Berger. Berger was out there wide open. She had a couple of swats at it and was able to get it past for a power play goal.
Again, her 5th of the season, team leading 5th. Time of the goal, 7:02. Power play goal, 1-0 Andover.
Assist will go to Maddie Brown.
That was a good shift for Brown. Feeding Berger. And you could just tell eventually we're going to get. They had a number of very good scoring chances and opportunities, very tight in on Pavarud, and they finally got one to go. Anoka back the other way, down 1-0. Hennis up ahead to the line. They're onside, trailing the play. Abby Moore lost it. Andover will play it back the other way. Cross ice pass, far side. Emma Heath, she'll dump it in, and that's on net. Pavarud wanted to cover, but there was nobody. The Huskies were on a line change and decided to cover it regardless. They'll get a face-off here in the Anoka zone. Play it safe. Better safe than sorry in that instance.
Well, I think it surprised all. It looked like she was going to cover, and the Tornadoes really kind of stopped skating.
Face-off win back to Mum. In low along the end wall. Kaiser comes out with it. Centering pass. You see the Huskies really know how to get the puck to the scoring areas. And that was the key for Coach Eric Thompson here. And again, that goal that they scored was on the power play, so you really don't count that 5-on-5 in your overall game plan. But his game plan was to make sure that Andover, if they get shots, get them from the perimeter. Don't get too many in-tight looks. The back doors, as good as Pavarud has been net as a netminder here this season, you get a lot of back doors and puck movements across the crease and cross-ice passes on the backside. Tough for any goalie. Back up to the point, near side. Delic swings it around, back around, just past Francois there for Anoka. It'll be held in. Andover in deep with Kaylin Mum, the defenseman. And along the icing line, Mum is a veteran amongst the defensemen as a sophomore. She has 3 goals here this year. Clearing attempt by Kristoff, got knocked down, then it does come out to center. Thrown right back in by Delic, but they bring it in offside. With 7:51 remaining in the first, Andover has a 1-0 lead. Got a little basketball going on here tonight. The always exciting Champlin Park Rebels in Armstrong.
Courtesy of CCX.
14-13. Armstrong has the lead. Looks like a good game there at the field house at Champlin Park High School. That's on the Champlin Government Channel. If you want to tune in back and forth. High school sports here on QCTV here tonight. The always busy winter sports season, Jim.
It is, and nice to see us have a couple of games up. But why would you want to switch from this one?
Picture in picture.
Do
what we just did right there.
There you go.
You know, if you're streaming it, get a couple of laptops going. Put one on your phone, put the other one on a laptop, put it on your smart TV. Get Jim and I up through your theater sound system, subwoofer, surround sound, Dolby surround. Nothing better than that.
The dulcet tones of Jim and Jim.
It's dumped in by Andover. 1-0. Huskies have the lead here. Up the wall, far point. Ella Thorson will keep it in, walks down the wall, hands it off for Brown. Brown to the middle, loads up a wrist shot, saved by Poverud. The rebound right back to Brown, but too much congestion there. Back up to the point with a wrist shot, just wide. Kasich for the Huskies. And it's cleared out by Anoka. Andover able to reset. Anoka trying to get a change, as is Andover in, and a shot by Berger. Right in the slot between the hash marks, saved by Poverud once again. And the face-off in the Tornadoes' end.
Andover is on attack the entire game. As you can see right there, Innocent just tried to get the puck out of the zone, and Andover comes back with a quick 3-on-2.
Raquelli taking the draw here for Anoka. It's won by Andover, and they pull it back, get another shot on net. Mackenzie Jones. You can see the Huskies is a good team, good offensive zone team, good puck possession team. Get pucks to the net. Bodies and pucks to the net is something you hear a lot in hockey. And it usually leads to success if you can do that. Andover in low, Brown behind the net, centers it, but it's intercepted onto the stick of Hennis. Hennis up, ahead pass, intercepted, tipped away, back at center. Brown here for the Huskies, back to their line. Jones in feeds, left side, coming in quickly. Berger again, already with a goal tonight. You can see why she leads the team in goals, the team captain. She is very comfortable with that puck on her stick, and then a centering pass. It got past Berger, cleared up ahead to center. Hennis will dump it in. And we'll get a line change here for Anoka with Andover back to get it. Long feed ahead, Brown from Little. Bouncing puck here near side, back to the Tornado line. Hennis trying to steal it away. Actually, it's grabbed here by Engler. Engler shot in for Andover, and it tips up and out of play over everybody, over the glass, and into the protective mesh here with 5:24 left in the first.
Maya Engler, another one of the new freshmen, or freshman, I should say. I guess you're new and you're a freshman. But part of the 15U team that last year that went 42-0, state champions.
What a record.
Yeah.
Shot right off of the draw. Andover's been winning the faceoffs regularly here, probably a 70% clip. And a quick shot by Kaiser, right on. Another glove save by Poverud. Another faceoff win, right back to Kaiser. This shot got blocked off a leg. Ends up back behind the net for Engler. Up to the point, Mum, shot, save, deflected. And that's, again, into the mesh.
A good battle going down low, right to the right of Poverud is the 228s, Ella Kristoff and Hannah Olsen, both battling for position out front. And I'm sure one of the things that Coach Thompson has said is get those Huskies away from the net.
Well, they brought the face-off out of the zone. Must have been the Huskies out of play off of their shot. So that brought it out to the neutral zone. Andover gets it right back. They send it in along the end wall, and they get to it first. Good skating team, the Huskies, especially that young defensive core. What has made them so strong and what has impressed Coach Melissa Volk is their ability to skate. I think going into the season, it's possible she didn't really know what she had as far as how those young defensemen would play at the varsity level here. And all those tough teams that they played early on in the season, like Benilde, Minnetonka, Gentry Academy.
Yeah, that's another one.
Forest Lake, Rogers, and I think they've passed the test based on what we've seen
Well,
for
so
such
far.
a young defensive core. McQuay has it for Andover, coming in on her off-wing side, far side. Tried to backhand shovel it out in front. Little saucer pass didn't quite connect. Kraus ended up with it for Andover. Still in the zone. It now does sneak out. Amsler for Anoka. Back to the red line. Cross-ice pass. McQuay steps across on side. Shot from the near wing. Blocked. Soley got in the way of that. Number 17, Julia Soley, a senior with an assist here on this season. Got the start here tonight with the illness for McKenna Beaver. Unavailable here tonight as their team captain. It looks like Soley is wearing the C tonight in her place. Back to the neutral zone, and the Huskies will dump it back in. Cross ice, far side to near side as we near 3.5 minutes remaining in the first period from the Anoka Ice Arena. Spun around at center. Grabow, senior. Third line center, shot, blocked, save, rebound, loose, bank kick, save by Pavarud. Oh, did Pavarud deny Nora Sauer, who had an open net? She got that left pad over just in time.
Great awareness.
Another centering pass. And again, Grabow expected there, waited for it off her stick. Comes back up to the far point. Thorson shot, trickles wide. Pavarud got a piece of that. Bouncing around again, Sauer. Sneaks by her, and the Huskies will have to go back out to center, set it up again. Grabow again, one of the seniors on this young team. Not many seniors here for Andover. She works it into the corner. Back along the end wall. Nice move by Christensen. Now faces a double team, loses the puck to that double team. Lily Clocker, freshman for Anoka, not out though. Up the wall and held in. Little plays it in for Andover. Into the far corner, Sauer. Sauer then hands it off to the shifty Ella Berger. Berger up here, wrist shot. And that's off the stick of Jones. That hit a leg. It ends up back to Berger. Down the slot. Here's her shot. Tried to beat Pavarud glove side, and that hasn't worked here tonight. Her glove has been very good. And we'll get a draw in the Anoka zone.
Yeah, here you see shot off of Sauer. The save comes right here. Sauer comes in with a quick backhand, and just by the tip of her pad or even the blade of the skate kicked it out.
You don't see many skate saves anymore because of the way that the pads are,
Yeah.
and of course with the butterfly, you can't say skate save and a beauty. But that one, if it would have hit her skate, we could say that.
Yes, yes.
Puck in the Anoka zone. Tornadoes, the breakout pass, just a little bit out of the reach. Tried to get it to Abby Moore, back to center, and then Andover throws it right back to the Tornadoes here in their zone. Anoka in low. Caitlin Booth. Far side, Violet Haymaker. Great last name for a hockey player. Haymaker's a sophomore, up out to center. Center circle, collected by Jones, thrown right in. Wide of the net, but still blocked by Pavarud. Settles it down, gives it to Booth. Booth in the corner, now a steal. Out in front, here's a chance at a jam shot. Save made. Brown right there for Andover, and Pavarud again got in the way with it, and then some defensive help. Here's another steal, and it's Brown again. Madison Brown with a shot, right pad, kick save, this time by Pavarud. Up to the point, Jones. Minute left to go in the first period. Andover's had a lot of good chances, but Gretchen Pavarud has been a thorn in their side here in the first period. In low in the far corner, Engler. Engler tied up, being bothered by Raquelli. Up the slot, stolen away, tipped by Engler for Andover, and then grabbed by Hennis, and Hennis sent the other way. It'll be Kaiser circling back. 35 seconds left in the period. Long stretch pass didn't quite connect. Francois from behind her net tried to clear for Anoka, then a little backdoor feed. Good idea there to Kaiser. In a little deep, couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Engler behind the net. She'll get sandwiched along the glass. Kristoff gets a body in there with 10 seconds left here. Now puck free. Centering at the doorstep and knowing where it is at all times is the goaltender Pavarud. Can find that puck and cover it up with just 6 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, great job by the defense to be able to just tie up some skates and some sticks, and Pavarud really to what we talked about from the open. She's been outstanding.
She's been fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And Andover with their high-powered offense here tonight, averaging nearly 5 goals a game. Held to 1 here on the power play in the first period as we played 1 here at the Anoka Ice Arena. Huskies lead the Tornadoes 1-0 on QCTV.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome to the Andover Veterans Memorial.
It's a beautiful Friday morning in the city of Andover, and we're checking out the brand new Veterans Memorial. We're hanging out with Public Works Director Dave Berkowitz to learn more. Hey Dave, can you give us a little background on this project?
Back in 2004, former Councilmember Mike Knight had an interest in creating a Veterans Memorial somewhere within the city. He took that initiative and worked towards renaming the street, which was at that time called 152nd Lane, just west of Nightingale Street, and going through the name change to create Veterans Memorial.
The Veterans Memorial is located on the corner of Nightingale Street and Veterans Memorial Boulevard. Dave, when people come to check this out, what can they expect?
You'll see a large flagpole with a curved wall, which is the memorial itself, and you can purchase a 4x6 plaque in memory or of an existing veteran that you want to recognize. If you're interested in buying a plaque in honor of a loved one, you can go to the city's website, and on the lower left corner of the homepage, you can find more information about the Veterans Memorial.
You can also visit Andover's website for a full brochure which has loads of information, as well as a memorial engraving order form that you can fill out.
To be eligible to purchase a plaque, there are certain conditions. You either have to live in Andover, you live in Andover and have a loved one that you want to recognize, or you work for the city of Andover or worked for the city of Andover in the past.
We encourage everyone to come by, check out the beautiful Veterans Memorial in the city of Andover.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 15 right here. I need 70.
Starting in the spring and running through the fall, there is a colorful bunch of folks who meet every Tuesday morning at a location called Mau's Corner. This truly is a rural area in Isanti County, north of Anoka, Minnesota. And it's farm country, and people who live up here, they like it here. And lots of them are buyers and sellers of all kinds of things. And early Tuesday mornings, they show up at a flea market and old-fashioned country auction. As it turns out, a lot of these people know each other. They are regulars. But anybody is welcome to stop by, and it is a friendly crowd. They all have one person in common, and that is the guy that runs the show, auctioneer Tony Elfelt. Tony is the guy that does the fast talking, and he is very good at it. What makes Tony the auctioneer unique is he is also Tony the attorney. He thinks the two professions have a lot in common.
There are very few attorney auctioneers in the country. There are some. I don't really think it's that odd. I'm a personal injury lawyer, so that means I stand up in court and I talk in front of judges and juries, and I stand on the trailer and I sell antiques and collectibles in front of people. So public speaking is required in both. So there's a lot of similarities there. I'm selling too. Here at the auction, I sell goods and items to people, and in the courtroom, I sell ideas and theories to people.
Okay. Good morning. There you are. Thank you for coming. Hi, Russell.
This is something I always wanted to do since I was a little boy, going to auctions out in Benson and Appleton, Minnesota with my grandparents and my mom and dad. I didn't actually learn how to do it until 2005 when I went to auction school in Iowa. And it's just become a weekly event now.
Gary Doer, who lives nearby, is always there.
I come because I have a lot of stuff to get rid of. Like everybody else, most of the people here are buyers and sellers, most of them. Because a lot of people buy, like this gentleman here, he likes to sell stuff, but he likes to buy stuff too. You can't sell if you don't buy it. I've never missed a Tuesday. I'm probably the only one out of everybody here. I've never missed a Tuesday.
Joe Mao owns the property, and he gets a kick out of hosting the weekly event on his property.
It's kind of like a big party, you know. It's actually a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
We do cleanouts for people that have passed away or moving, going to retirement home, and sometimes we do everything. Sometimes we do just some stuff. It just depends. And a lot of people like this. That is one person's stuff. This is another person's stuff. And sometimes people bring a little bit. Sometimes they bring a lot. All this is from one person's house, and this is the third time we brought stuff from their house, and now their house is empty.
What's the most interesting thing you've ever bought?
Boy, that's a tough question. You never know. It's like we have some teeth up there.
It's pretty interesting to see what people will bring. And
we've even sold some animals here. So it can be just about anything. Bones, I've sold some bones that are kind of strange. We've had some things that are really sleepers where people don't really know what they are, and turns out somebody buys them for a small amount of money and sells them for a lot of money.
And then there is Walt Heller of St. Francis, who's a real character.
Still got a good dinger.
Where'd you get that?
An auction someplace.
He tells amazing stories about his time in the Air Force in World War II. When Walt's kids were young, they had horses, so he built a big barn. Well, the horses and kids are long gone, and Walt has filled the barn with all kinds of items he buys at auctions like Mao's Corner.
So I put together this 10-speed bicycle with a lawnmower, and I found out it don't work too good on 10 speeds. You got to go slow, otherwise it skips too much. Hummels and things in here. This is a nice little machine. I just don't know what it is. I got one here that's a electric trolley motor. Got a cigarette lighter in it. I got this in Germany. This is an automatic wash machine. It works very good in the old days. We don't use them much anymore. This was for starting fires in the fireplace. What can you do? I just decided, oh, if I go to a few auctions, pick up a few things, I can put them in the stalls here. This could work out. So I've been doing that ever since. So that's what the barn is. Well, just for example, like that lawnmower over there and this wheelchair and things like that that come up at auction, and that old trunk I was showing you in there. This stuff comes up and you never know what it's worth. You buy it, and I'm what they call a cheap screw. I don't pay very much for stuff, and I make the best of it. And it's just interesting life. and then have these garage sales like this, and people come by and this looks like a museum, but it's really stuff for sale. They like that. They say, hey, you're right. And I said, well, most people have garage sales in 20 minutes, you see it all and go. And I said, this one here, you can spend a couple hours and you still haven't seen it. So.
They don't have auctions like this in the big city, and it's nice to see all these old things being recycled and repurposed. Maybe Fred Rogers of PBS said it best. Often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is.
Paw, do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things. But all of them are pure love.
You guys want to come say hi to Eli?
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
1-0 Andover as they try to stay undefeated on the season, coming in at 7-0, 2-0 in the Northwest Suburban Conference, 22-1 last year. Just one goal in that first period. It came on the power play after Gretchen Pavarud made several saves. In fact, 21 saves in that first period.
Yeah, Anoka was outshot 22-1, and many quality shots, as you saw during that power play. There's a great save by Pavarud right there. Right at the end, as it went off the lower part of her left pad. We'll switch sides, see if the ice gets tilted the other way. The Anoka has done a good job of limiting the amount of rebounds out front, but the amount of shots that have come on Gretchen Pavarud has been a lot, and it's been frequent.
Lone goal of that first period came at 7:02. Again, a power play. Ella Berger, her 5th of the season. Maddie Brown, the lone assist. Andover is in the dark uniforms, and the home team, the Anoka Tornadoes, in their home whites here tonight. And Andover's right to left, Anoka left to right. Tornadoes get the puck in the Andover zone here, trying to maintain it. Instead, it's taken back the other way. Gettle for Andover, pass ahead. Brown right in on Pavarud. Slams the door. Back up to the point, right side Delica shot. That bounces wide of the Anoka net. And Andover going right back to work after 22 shots on goal in that first period. In low, it's Brown, who likes to create from below that icing line from behind the net. Her and Berger, a dynamic duo. Again, there she is trying to feed Berger, and also trailing the play, Gettle. Intercepted by the Tornadoes, a chance for Hennis. She gets to the red line, but that was the first shift of this period. All she could do is dump it in, then line change, and the Huskies come back the other way, right to left. A long feed all the way down. This will be an icing, the first one on the Huskies.
That's what I was going to say. There hasn't been many times that they've had to do a stretch pass because they've been there, and that was just a misread. But good opportunity for the Tornadoes to, they're just one shot away from tying this up, which would be a huge boost.
Draw in the Andover zone. We don't keep face-off numbers as far as face-offs won, but I would say they're 70%. 2-on-1 developing with Engler coming in. To the net is Kaiser, and a shot. Pavarud got a piece of that back to the near corner. On a 2-on-1 for Andover, it stays 1-0. Minute and a half into the second period. In behind the net, Huskies in low. Hannah Olsen is there. She reaches in along with Sarah Kaiser. Kaiser, no relation to Wyatt Kaiser. Congratulations, made the USA, Team USA for the World Juniors in Edmonton and Red Deer coming up later, late December into January. Little stick work there. One of the Huskies went down. No whistle. Play continues. Andover will go back. Courtney Little with a push ahead here to center. She re-controls. Comes in. Shot from a wide angle. Outer half of the near circle. Easy stick save there by Pavarud. Teams clamor for the rebound. Christensen comes down the wall for the black-clad Huskies. Far side half wall. Amsler in her own zone for the Tornadoes. Back in deep for Clocker trying to clear. Rung around onto the stick. Barron has it here. And she'll bounce it through the center circle. Cross ice pass. Diagonal to the far side. Intercepted Thorson. And the Huskies look up ice. Drop pass back to Thorson. Little sauce up here to the near side. Onto the stick, Christensen. Up to the zone. It came out of the zone. Andover will have to touch up. Play will continue on the delayed timeout. Julia Soley on the attack. Andover gets back. They have numbers at the line to defend. Soley gets back, goes down, wearing the C here tonight. In place of normal team captain McKenna Beaver. Wishing her a quick recovery. It's under the weather here, unavailable tonight. Andover coming in near side. They score. They had numbers, and there was nothing that Pavarud could do there. Nora Sauer gets the goal, and a good setup as they came in with the odd skater rush, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Grabbo was able to just be patient enough to get Pavarud on the ground or on the ice. You can see right here, and just nice
feed.
Feed right over to Sauer. Sauer made no mistake. She's had a couple of nice opportunities tonight.
Sauer, the goal, her second of the season, even strength goal. Ashley Grabow will get one assist. She gets the primary, 2-0 Andover, and they come right back to work. Berger offside. Berger and Brown were cruising into the zone, but Brown was in just a stride, maybe a half a stride early, maybe a skate whip that'll bring it outside the blue line.
Hannah Christensen got the second helper on that. That's
and again, it's Sauer's second of the season. This Andover team really balanced scoring. Quick shot in. There's Berger. Backhand. Pavarud didn't have it. It did sneak through, but the whistle had blown. Pavarud trying to find it. She didn't know where it was, and it did trickle through, but the whistle had already blown, so the faceoff will be to her left. They scored, what did Andover? It was 11-0 against Armstrong Cooper, and they only had one multi-goal scorer in that game. Addie Brown had 2 goals. Everybody else, I mean, that's how many different players did they have? A point? 14 different players?
14 players had
with at least
points on that night.
1 point in that one.
Yeah, balanced, really balanced. Nice pass.
Another centering pass out in front from behind the net, Gettle. Those are the plays that can make it really tough, even on a good goaltender like Pavarud, when you're passing it from behind the net and that cross-ice movement. And that was an area that the Tornadoes hope to defend, and right now the defense of those have become a little bit loose, and Andover's had a little more space in and around the net, and they've had some pretty good looks. This one comes in from the neutral zone, and Pavarud will cover up.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that Coach Vogt talked about is just keeping your spacing and allowing the pass to go to an area rather than looking up. So it's Andover's off to a strong start again.
Kraus pulls it back at the blue line. Little back in low along the end line. Emma Heath comes away with it. Heath centering. Onto the stick, though. Intercepted Botno for Anoka. She has it. Stolen right back by Little. That forward check by Andover is very, very aggressive. Every time Anoka has the puck and they try to possess it out of their zone, try to headman it out, there is an Andover player right at the blue line. And that has made it very tough for Anoka to get out of their own zone here tonight, trailing at 2-0. 12:28 left second period. Huskies have it back again low. Up to the far point, Jones. Jones in, shot, kicked away. Pavarud to the far side corner. Rebound, Heath. Heath and McQuay. Tornadoes have it. Flipped up ahead to center. Off the stick of Botno. But again, Andover no chance to attack because they need a line change. They need 5 new skaters out there. Meanwhile, Little comes in 1-on-4, waiting for reinforcements. Centering pass in the skates. Little gets it back. Now it's tapped away. Hennis for Anoka in front of the penalty boxes here, right in front of us, below us. Here at the Anoka Ice Arena, always a nice perch here in the QCTV booth. At center, nifty stick handling by Mackenzie Jones. Takes it in by herself and shoots it up high. Ends up off the wall, and Karams back out to center. Thorson throwing it back in. Got a piece of the linesman there. And backhanded out of the zone. Booth for Anoka. Teams battle at center. Booth had it, lost it to Kasich. And the Huskies, Kasich back in her own zone. Eyes in the back of her head. She finds Kaiser. Kaiser at the line. They're onside. Kicked around a bit. Grabbed by Amsler. Amsler feeds it ahead. Kristoff goes in against a couple of defenders. Lost the puck back to the way. Kasich with numbers here. Anoka getting back. 4-on-3 at the line. Centering pass behind Olsen. And going into the corner, Engler finds it. Thorson. Saucer shot through. Hit something. Deflects off the glass. Back to the far side. Crashing in the body was Kasich. She went into an Anoka player. Her and Amsler went down. Puck still remains deep in the Anoka zone. A lot of free time here. And been a while since our last whistle. 10.5 left second period. 2-0 Huskies. Trying to wait as long as she could to attack the zone, Thorson, which is really tough. When you do the delayed offside there, to be able to wait long enough for her teammate to come out of the zone, she comes in offside.
Yeah, and you can see Courtney Little has done a great job being aggressive, trying to get on that forecheck. Seen a couple of nice forechecks and also drives.
Ashley Grabow with the face-off win, then a shot on the right side. That was off the blocker of Pavarud. Rebound again here for Andover. Hannah Christensen, third liner, up to Grabow with a shot. Save Pavarud from the near side of the ice. Rebound again, Christensen. Grabow, Christensen, end wall here. Anoka tracking it down. Hansen. Lily Clocker. Puck on her stick, and again she's forced wide. Sauer forced her to give up the puck at center, and that allows Andover to grab it and dump it right back in. Anoka defender falls down, centering pass off of the stick. Mum looking to center for Grabow. Ends up back to the right side. Delic with a shot up high, block knocked down by Pavarud and cleared out of the zone. Won't be enough for icing. Huskies will have to go back to their end.
Yeah, Delic just couldn't stretch out enough to be able to keep it in.
Christensen fought off the waffle board of Pavarud this time. Sees some activity. Bounces back to the corners. Sauer trying to walk along the goal line. For Christensen, wanted to go back to Sauer. Tornadoes get a piece of it. Rakelli to center, then back in by Andover. Stopped by Pavarud. Christensen tried to clear. Hennis finds the puck at center. Comes in front of the boxes at the blue line. Along the line was Moore. She had to wait to come in because already into the zone was Rakelli. Huskies now find it. Now motoring her way through center. Berger gaining some speed. Forced wide by the Tornado. Still has it behind the net. Surveys, looks to center. Goes up to the point to Jones, who shoots it in all the way through. Off of the stick of Pavarud again. Rebound in the corner. Brown for Andover. Gettle in there as well. And the puck comes to Gettle's stick. Isabel Gettle, 7 points. One of the team leaders in the points department here for the Huskies. Leading at 2-0. As we have already passed the midway mark of the period, midway mark of the hockey game. 2-0 Huskies. Oh, a giveaway right out in front. Backhand shot in the goal. Right onto the stick of Gettle, who's waiting for it on the near wing, and a nice heave-ho there with the backhand up over the glove side of Pavarud. It's 3-0 Andover.
Yeah, came right off of the stick of Haymaker, and fortunately for Andover, it went right over to Gettle. You can see right here, right off the neck of the stick and into Gettle and into the back of the net past.
Gettle's fourth of the season, time of the goal, 8:57. And it's 3-0 here in favor of Andover. They scored a goal in the first, and now 2 here in the second. There's only been one penalty. That was on Anoka. Andover scoring on that power play, 1-for-1 on the power play tonight. Action back in the Tornado end, near side corner here on QCTV from the Anoka Ice Arena, along with Jim Childs. I'm Jim Erickson. Up the point for Andover, and a shot through. That sounded like it hit the pad of Pavarud again on that shot from the point by Jones. Mackenzie Jones, freshman defenseman, 5 points on the season here coming in tonight. And an icing called on Anoka.
5-2 Centennial over Champlain Park, Coon Rapids.
At Coon Rapids tonight.
Yep. Thanks to CTN for the live look-in.
We must be your live look-in leader. If not, as nobody does it more. It's good to see some of those other games and all of the local stations here sharing their feeds. Here it's a 3-0 Andover. Top-ranked Huskies, undefeated on the season. And Anoka trying to keep it close here.
Kaiser with a nice individual try there. She was able to sneak past the defenseman.
Puck tied up right in front of head coach Melissa Volk, 9th season. Played her hockey at Irondale. Shot on the right side, entering in the zone was Engler. Goes wide to the near corner, rebound Kaiser. Kaiser into the corner. Engler back out in front, poking at it. Kaiser through some bodies and a screen there. Kaiser has it again. In low, tried to center, off a stick, comes back here near side, little flip wide of the net. Thorson banks it off the end wall. Rebound far side, Rakelli clears it, and that'll be a whistle and an icing on Anoka with 5:58 left in the second, and it's 3-0 here, Huskies.
See Ella Thorson there. One of the again, one of the senior people on this. She's got 1 goal, 1 assist. She's a 9th grader and really has done a nice job early in the season. Yep.
Shot from the point. Sails in off the stick of Mung. Pavarud will cover up. Another face-off here in the Anoka zone. So Andover has beaten Benilde. They beat Minnetonka. They defeated Gentry Academy, which moved up from single A to double A. Forest Lake, Rogers, War Road, and Armstrong Cooper. They were supposed to play Eden Prairie last Friday, so they only played 1 game last week. That game postponed. I do not know if that's been rescheduled yet. But talking to Coach Volk before the game, their season and their schedule really start rolling here in the second half of December, and including an appearance at Braemar Arena in the Dinah tournament coming up during the holiday. Shot near side. That's off the goaltender Pavarud. Finds it to her left. Held in by the Huskies. Up to the line. Delich. Her shot through. Back Mum. In low. And that's a good sign for this young defensive team for Andover. These young defenders and defensemen, they're not afraid to jump into the play. They're not afraid to go deep into the zone and activate on the offensive side, and that's what can make a team very, very good, and they're gaining some confidence in that department as we'll get an icing this time here on Andover.
Yeah, and you've seen, like you said, we see Courtney Little. Mackenzie Jones has done a great job. She's a little bit more from the point. You haven't seen her pitch in that much, but this defenseman, they are active, as you had mentioned.
And Jones has a nice reach, good size for a defenseman. Long feet ahead, the speedy Berger gets by the defense, skates in, and she's defended and stopped by Pavarud. The Berger versus Pavarud matchup here tonight has been one to watch because Ella Berger, the Andover team captain, has had some good looks. She has 1 goal here today in the power play and has had a number of quality grade A looks. Here she comes again, forced wide. Here to the near corner, spins to the wall, up to the point. Little, here's her shot, hugs the ice, kicked away off the stick and pad of Pavarud. Rebound back in the corner, Brown. Past Berger to the far side. Hansen gets to it for Anoka, back to Berger. Curls away from the corner, walks up the wing, up to the slot, and a shot saved by Pavarud. I don't know if she saw that, but she was in the way of it. And it's off of Pavarud, off the shot by Courtney Little. And it bounces back out to center. There is Mackenzie Jones to start things out. Right onto the stick. Gettle comes in with a goal tonight. Little drag backhand. Pavarud the save. Rebound right at the doorstep with Brown trying to tuck it in. And Pavarud has lost her stick. Now asking for a teammate to get it as Anoka has Hennis on the attack. Here's a backhand out in front. Best chance of the night here with Kristoff going down to the slot. It didn't quite connect as she directed it wide of the net. Anoka back at their line.
Yeah, really nice feed from Moore.
Solely at her line, off of a shin guard and into the Andover zone. We've seen some of the best shifts here in the last few minutes for Anoka. And probably their best offensive scoring chance just seconds away as we are near 3 minutes left in the second period. 3-0 Andover. Thorson tried to load up a wrist shot here from way out. It bodies out in front. A lot of traffic out in front of Pavarud, and that's one thing Anoka will try to do as well, is to support their goaltender. They know Gretchen Pavarud has seen a lot of shots. They know that she's going to see a lot of shots. It's just limit those shots to the outside. And to help support, cover the backside. Avoid that high, odd player that's all alone. Cleared and icing here for Anoka. 2:42 left here in the second, 3-0.
Well, shots have been, again, heavily weighted toward the Huskies, but like you mentioned, the rebounds that are given up are always kicked to the corner, and Auburn's really done a nice job from that angle too.
Maya Engler wins the draw, pulls it back. Mum swings it around, back to center. Kaylin Mum has it back again. Chipped in deep. Puck's below that goal line. Anoka on the attack on their forecheck. Engler ends up with it behind the net. Uses her body to shield the puck. Up ahead near side. Bouncing shot by Mum to the right of Pavarud. Waiting for it to come out of that pile, and she finds it with her glove again.
I think we're going to keep count in the third period how many times we saved Gretchen Poverud. She has been called often tonight.
Yeah, the per name mention rate here tonight for Poverud. Certainly gets a lot of publicity. Shot up high over her glove. Goes into the corner. Up the wall, but not out. Held in Olsen. Olsen, reversal, Delich in low again. Immediately trying to center was Kaiser. Anoka ready with the interception. Out of the zone, Clocker. Lost the handle. And back at center from the center circle, Engler starts it again. Kaiser down the right side wing. She was covered nicely as Anoka gets back. Intercepted Kristoff, cleared down by the Tornadoes. And really for them, the icing is one of their better defensive mechanisms here. Be able to get a change. You know they're going to get a defensive face-off, but at least you get a change, and against this tough Andover team, you get to reset a bit.
Yeah, and especially if you're dragging out there, you know your legs get heavy. It's just time to get a fresh set out there.
Teams battle for the puck off of the offensive zone face-off for Andover. It's the Tornadoes who clear it out to center. Mackenzie Jones again with the puck. Sends it in from center. Poverud knocks it down, sweeps it back behind the net, gives it up to Francois. And now Abby Moore the other way. Another one of the young freshmen here for the Tornadoes. And head coach Eric Thompson, first year. He spent 20 years in coaching. We have under a minute left to go in the second period. He's been in Minnesota here a couple of years. He's coached the Minnesota Hockey CCM high performance team, the Tier 1 team. He's spent time coaching in Nebraska, Colorado. He's a North Dakota native. And now taking over this Anoka Tornado program.
A Blue Jay, Jamestown, North Dakota.
Yes. Shot through, pad save. Poverud got a piece of it. Rebound right back. Oh, nice move. Christensen walks in, backhand feed up the slot, intercepted. That's where the Tornadoes are strong, defending out in front of their net. Nice job, Hennis, denying any kind of a real quality offensive chance because she was defending in front of her net. Huskies will hold it in. Little shot, kicked around, some deflections out in front of Poverud. Again, just a real cool customer in the final seconds of period 2, a 2-goal period here for Andover as they've tripled their lead after a 1-0 lead after one. Huskies lead at 3-0 here after 2 from Anoka on QCTV.
Bees. For more than 5,000 years, mankind has been keeping bees and harvesting their honey. But now the bees are in danger. Cultivated by human beings for thousands of years, the bee does far more than just make honey. Its role as a hard-working pollinator gives the honeybee the biggest role in the world's agriculture. They don't pollinate on purpose. They fly from flower to flower, getting food for themselves, collecting nectar, and in the process, they pollinate the flowers and help produce the fruits and vegetables that we know today. Bees help pollinate many things: apples, blueberries, cherries, pears, broccoli seeds, and the list goes on and on. Without these foods, we'd have a very bland food selection. Without bees, our modern world wouldn't have the food it depends on. And without bees, imagine trying to shop in a food desert.
You know, we really need to be very concerned about this because it will have an effect on all of our lives if we don't do something about it.
There are 8 species of bumblebee in Minnesota. 4 of them are on the endangered species list, so they're at risk of extinction if we don't take action. If we don't stop using chemicals and we don't provide the habitat that those bumblebees need.
They're obviously pollinating the plants and helping the plants to produce seed or fruit, and that is basically providing a food for the rest of the food chain. So they're providing food for birds and so on, the top-level predators. So without pollination, without plants producing seed, then there isn't any food for wildlife either.
That's why researchers at the University of Minnesota Bee Lab in St. Paul, Minnesota, are exploring ways to protect bees from factors like varroa mites and a phenomenon called colony collapse disorder, in which bees disappear and hives die off.
But as Winnie the Pooh says, you never can tell with bees.
Yeah.
Gary Reuter shows us the thriving bees kept at the Bee Lab. But Gary himself has dealt with his own hives dying off.
So 2 or 3 years ago, every one of my colonies died. Okay, and so you look back at that and you try and figure out what did I do wrong? What did this do wrong? To try to figure it out. Probably our biggest issue right now still is the varroa mite. Okay, and trying to control that is our biggest problem. The varroa mites feed off of the bees. Okay, so while the bee's pupating and trying to develop, there's a little mite in there sucking blood out of it. Well, what that does is it generally doesn't kill it outright. Okay, what it does is it weakens it, shortens its lifespan by 10 to 15%. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, right? But in a bee's life, it is. Okay, so what happens is bees that are born in, let's say, October, their job, if you will, is to get through until spring. Okay, so they have to live through November and December and January, February, and right around February, March is when the queen will start laying eggs again, and now new bees will start coming. So if that bee is going to make it to March, but now it lost 10% of its life cycle, and it dies the 1st of March, now the colony is going to die because there's not any bees left to tend to the new bees so that the colony can continue to grow. So it's a tough position to get bees through winter here now. This is actually a bee right here that has a disease. See how its wings are all screwed up? The normal bee would have regular wings. That one has the funny wings.
Other pollinators are in trouble. Monarchs, for instance, are one of the many other pollinators that have recently struggled. Local efforts have been increasing at the annual Minneapolis Monarch Festival by Lake Nokomis.
Today we're celebrating the 7th annual Minneapolis Monarch Festival, and it's all about monarch butterflies, and they're celebrating their migration from Minnesota to Mexico, and about getting people to take action to improve the lives for monarch butterflies by changing what they grow in their yard, adding milkweed, stop using pesticide, volunteering their time to be a citizen scientist. We actually probably get two kinds of audiences. One, people who love monarch butterflies already, and they help raise monarchs and they grow the habitat. And then the other group is new to monarchs, and they didn't even know that they could help monarchs by planting milkweed. And there's a lot of those aha moments where learning that monarchs smell through their feet, or if they would stop pulling the milkweed out, which they think is a weed, they could have monarchs in their yard. So you get both, but everybody's totally fascinated by this insect, and well, you can tell by the crowd, they love them.
I think our native insect populations, not just the monarchs, but a lot of our native bees, they're under a lot of pressure. I think that's got to do with habitat loss, that's got to do probably with chemical use, and so we want to give them the very best plants that we can give them, and I think that those are the native plants, because those are plants that our native insects have co-evolved with. And I think that, and I don't think it's just about the monarch, but I like to think of the monarch as kind of like the canary in the coal mine. I mean, the fact that it's so iconic and it does this like almost magical migration, and it's such a beautiful insect that it's captured people's imaginations. They want to help, And you know, the minute they kind of start getting pulled into that story, then, you know, they learn about the other pollinators being threatened. They learn about, you know, they start to understand the problem with, you know, wide spectrum insecticide use and just, you know, broad scale eradication of anything that we consider weedy. Yeah, I think that people are really changing.
Ready? Here he goes. There goes George.
Some of those changing concepts have taken effect, like at Andover's annual garden tour. The city of Andover itself has become one of the first pollinator-friendly cities in Minnesota.
Well, I'm really excited that Andover really got behind this, because a lot of the communities, it's just something that's starting up, and we're one of the first areas to be involved in it. And again, I would say to be tolerant of not having everything look manicured, because a manicured yard really is a sterile yard. You know, you need to leave some wood down. You need to, that fallen wood. You need to be tolerant of some natural looking environments.
I think it's important to me that there's so much more enjoyment to gardening, and we've got so much. We've cleaned and scoured so clean our grass and our areas. We've I think, destroyed and ruined the habitat. And I think as people, we are part of nature. We're part of this whole plan. And I think there's a lot of fun and enjoyment in having habitat, and it's really rewarding. And it's just showing people how to do it and how easy it is to do and to maintain.
The League of Women Voters has been studying pollinators for quite some time and studying the effect of pesticides. And one of the things I've learned from it is that a lot of people don't understand the impact of overuse of pesticides. And I think just getting that message out has been really, really great. And we're getting a lot of serious feedback about people who are actually making changes because of it.
In the nearby city of Champlin, Jerry and Darby Nelson has taken the action of transforming their once open yard and putting in rain gardens to help filter the water, as well as planting many native plants to help attract pollinators.
What we redesigned here was to dig out the soil around that drain so that it would soak in instead of just floating away and gushing down the storm drain. So what that does is it reduces problems downstream. Could be erosion that has to be reinforced with hard materials, like putting in riprap, big heavy boulders, and it's very expensive. It washes out bridges. It's a big problem in urban areas.
The water doesn't, there's some water that goes in the street, but most of it is captured in the rain garden by the driveway, the rain garden by the front door. Over here we have a berm and a rain garden over here, so it's really fun to see. And we've had a lot of big rains, and it fills up, and very soon it goes right down into the ground. So that's been a major thing. And then it was the pollinator problem as well, that so many of them their native pollinators are really in trouble. The best way to deal with that is to give them native plants that they're used to. Some of our lovely other plants have been genetically modified so that they're more beautiful, but the pollinators can't get in them to pollinate them, and so they don't get that food, and that's a real problem. So we have seen an incredible variety of pollinators on these flowers over the summer. It's been really fun. Some great big black ones that are just love this place.
With residents and cities forming task forces, they have already seen positive effects. But the bees and other pollinators still need our help. Everyone's future flies on the wings of pollinators.
The overall message, I think, is it's all part of the food chain. It's all part of that web. And if one part is affected, other parts are going to also be affected. So that's why I love the honeybees, and I have a little business with the honey in that, but I really enjoy now getting involved with these people who are interested in pollinators. And in many cases, they're as interesting or more interesting than the honeybees are.
The greater the diversity you have, the more stable the garden is. So with more species, then you get this competitive collaboration, really, between the different species that use different resources within the soil column.
The thing that we can all do is to plant native plants in our yards so that the pollinators don't have to go forever to find the next place to eat, and also to be very judicious in the use of any pesticides. I think the best thing we can do is to have good food for them in our yards.
So it's about educating yourself, finding out what the problem is before taking that next step in using pesticides in the garden.
We can do this too. We can create more habitat in our green space. We can put more beautiful swaths of native flowers along our roadways, that we can get nature back and create a corridor. That's a big deal.
Happy holidays. The sounds of the season here. It doesn't feel like Christmas out, though. I came here, it was 41 degrees. Looked at my truck when I parked here tonight, and it's going to be 50-something tomorrow.
And it's been hot on the ice, too.
That's right. And shots on goal for Andover matching the temperature outside. It was 40 degrees when I walked in here today, and they have 40 shots on goal through the first two periods. 2 goals that period. Sauer her second, Gettle her fourth. And the top-ranked Huskies, state runners-up a year ago, state tournament appearances here, 6 of the last 8. And we get a whistle here on the possession here for Andover, taking the puck right into the Anoka zone just 14 seconds into this third period. We'll bring it outside of the zone. They must have brought it in offside.
Well, I think Gettle ran into the goalie and knocked
the net loose.
Yeah, knocked the net loose.
So they bring the faceoff outside of the zone because of that. And the puck will be dumped in here by Andover. In low. Oh, she tried to shoot that one between her legs. Gettle tried the little drag in between the skates and didn't quite get it. I don't think she got it on net. Back onto the stick here of Berger. And one gets rifled wide off the end wall. Andover picking up right where they left off. Again, Berger creating some space. Gets a shot from the high slot. Save made by Pavarud. Cleared all the way down by Anoka. This will be icing. Less than a minute. 56 seconds into the third period. 3-0 Andover.
Yeah, that was a nifty move by Gettle. And just a little bit, not enough wood on the puck to be able to get it past.
Watch right here. Whoop. Boom. Tried to do that little drag in between the skates. Try to get that goaltender following the body, and then you quick get that reversal of the puck going behind you. And you see those mostly in shootouts, but there have been some guys, college level, pro level, that have been able to convert on that. Of course, now we've seen the lacrosse or the Michigan goal that is, scored every few times a year. The Anaheim Ducks pulled one off the other night.
Right off the back of
They flipped it from the back of the net over in front, over the goalie, over the net, and then it got swatted in. Yeah, this one's going to go all the way down. We'll get another icing, this time on Andover here. Kind of a choppy start to the third period. More whistles here in the first minute 24 here of the third period than we had almost all the second period.
Yeah. I think, one of the things that Gettle, that move that Gettle has done is just the frustration of trying to get it past Pavarud the normal way.
Right. That's a good point. Got to come up with creative ways to beat a goaltender, and Gretchen Pavarud has faced 40 shots on goal, made 37 saves in the first two periods. And here's another one here from the left wing. That is right on the money. She settles it down. Nice soft stick, and then a solid glove, stopping the shot of Sarah Kaiser. Another face-off in the Tornado end.
Yeah, Hannah, Hannah Christensen right out front trying to deflect that. I'm sorry, Hannah Olsen right out front trying to deflect that. Good cover up by the defense.
Ashley Grabow here with the face-off. 1-0 by Anoka. They get it at center. Coming in on the right side, that's Soley, excuse me. In low, trying to walk out in front. Hansen had a nice idea, but she was denied by the defense of the Huskies. Grabow the other way for Andover. Down in the left wing, picks up some speed, leaves it for Sauer. Sauer ends up with it along the end wall. Hannah Christensen in the vicinity, up to the point to Thorson. Thorson walks down the wall. Botno got a bump on her. She still has it, banks it back. Christensen behind the net. Up high, near point, Kasich shot, seeing it all the way. And into the glove of Gretchen Pavarud, sophomore goaltender for Anoka.
Yep. She's on pace. She's on pace to her 53, as you mentioned, her 53 shots that she's been averaging saves that she's been averaging so far this season.
Taking the draw for Anoka, Reese Kristoff, their second line center, pulls it back to the corner. Tornadoes trying to take advantage, and they do. Kristoff tips it down the ice, trying to race and get to it, and they wave off the icing. Then Kristoff goes down awkwardly, runs into the end wall, a little slow to get up. Looked like she's okay as the Tornadoes hold it in. Moore, right side on the wing to the dot. Get some help there from Hennis. Hennis is a good stick handler. Takes the shot. That's up on Stagman up high. And we have not called Courtney Stagman's name much here. That's just the third shot on goal. As that puck was a little bit high, maybe over the crossbar. See if they credit a shot on goal on that or not. But Stagman 6-0 undefeated. She's played 6 of the 7 games. Goals against 1.00. 2 shutouts against Minnetonka and Forest Lake. .954 save percentage for Stagman coming in. As the Huskies gain the puck, they come right back in. Berger spilled down to the ice. Ends up low in the corner. Brown centers it out in front again. And a shot and a save by Pavarud.
Any momentum that the Tornadoes had, Melissa Vogt has just put out her number one line, and it just immediately, the momentum switches back over to Andover. This is a deadly line.
Berger off the draw, gets it herself. Shot from a low angle below that far circle. Pavarud again a save. And it's along the end wall. Gettle trying to track it down. She does. Curls away from the wall. Up to the point, Mumm. Right wing, Delich in low. Andover does a nice job working that puck around on the perimeter, looking for a chance to attack. As you see Berger just spinning around. There's that shot. Knocked down Pavarud, and off of her it deflects just wide. Delich with the look there. Back up the far wing. Gettle has to reach out for it. Gains control. Mumm with a shot. Up high. Hits the high glass back behind the net. Stays in play. Teams fight for it here in the near corner. We've made it 4 minutes into this third period. Still 3-0 Andover, and a shot right side point from way out. Those are the kind of shots that Anoka wants to give up against Andover. They know they're going to give up shots against the Huskies, and that one from the perimeter by Delich. Easy save, Pavarud.
Yeah, Delich had a couple of nice ones. I like the way that Delich was moving into the slot, almost in between the circles, for that first shot that she had.
Huskies get it back to Jones, dumped in from behind the net, centering pass right to the doorstep. And waiting on the doorstep, Hannah Olsen, but also right there guarding that doorstep is Gretchen Pavarud.
You can see the Tornadoes defense collapse around Pavarud. Not a lot of second chances.
Right along the line, couple of great chances, and right on the money, Kaiser, and that's knocked down by the glove of Pavarud. She had a lot of net to work with, and Kaiser denied. That's maybe the 4th or 5th highlight style save here for Pavarud tonight. Comes up high. Here's a look by Little with a shot. That deflects off a Tornado. Back here near side. Hansen backhands to center. Kaiser there reconnects and controls. Comes into the zone. Chips it in low. Olsen finds it behind the net for Kaiser. Olsen high and bouncing in the air. Save made. Pavarud finds it with her glove. very good hand-eye coordination, and if you're going to be a goalie, you have to have that. You can see that Gretchen Pavarou does a really nice job with the glove finding that puck.
Yeah, Kaiser just misses on that second rebound, but you're right. And you have to also have eyes in the back of your head because that was coming from behind her.
Face-off win, Andover again. Kasich throws it right back in the corner. Let her forwards go to work here. It's the fourth line with Abby McQuay. Tornadoes tip it to center. Hennis hands it off. Raquelli for Hennis again. Stolen back. Kasich comes the other way. Shy of the Anoka line. Dumps it into the offensive zone. Pavarou grabs it. Hands it off. Clocker feed ahead Raquelli. Raquelli then wanted to go to Hennis. I think we're getting a penalty here. It'll be the first one on Andover tonight. A tripping call on the Huskies as they will escort Emma Heath to the box. It'll be the first power play of the night for Anoka, looking for their first goal.
Yeah. Got the stick out in front of her. Threw up the hands to show her innocence. It just didn't. It didn't work. And Anoka looking for their first power play goal of the season.
Yeah, they are coming in 0 for 22 on the power play. Andover's penalty kill 87%. They've given up 3 power play goals. Andover's only given up 6 goals all season long, 3 of them on the power play, so only 3 even strength goals. And on a shorthanded chance, Berger hit the outside of the pipe. And here come the Tornadoes back. They've got the skater advantage here, 5-on-4, minute and a half left to go in that penalty. It comes back out to center. And again, the Tornadoes get it up ahead of the line, intercepted. So Ella Berger's their leading scorer, and she's also out there in the top penalty kill team as well. That makes her very dangerous for shorthanded goals.
Yes.
And here it's stolen away by Gettle. Gettle centering, and Kaiser going to the net. Off of her stick, though, couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Barron comes back the other way for Anoka, crosses the line. Stolen by Kaiser, back out to center, fresh off the bench. Soley crosses the red line here for Anoka. Under a minute left to go in their power play. Soley with a shot for the right wing. Stick back behind the net. Goaltender Stagman looking at it here to the near side. Rebound Huskies off the glass and down.
Having both Kaiser and Gettle out there is like two kind of point guards who are able to just see the ice so well.
Tornadoes trying to get it out of their zone. Barron will have to circle back around. Tiki Barron, sophomore on this young Tornado team, but they're going to be called for an icing. They needed a change.
Yeah. Yep.
And even though they had the power play, their power play unit was getting tired, and they just pulled the trigger on that dump in a little early. Icing here on the Tornadoes with 25 seconds left in their power play.
Well, the pressure that the Huskies are putting on whoever has the puck and just clouding those passing lanes, really difficult for the Tornadoes to get set up.
Back to Jones. They'll set up here, short-handed, shot right side. Christensen tried to go top shelf, and the glove of Pavarou ready as always.
Yeah, misdirection, any odd person rush is the only way you're really going to get past Pavarou.
Anna Olsen getting the draw here for the Huskies going up against Abby Moore. Tornadoes get it out to center. Hennis over on the right side. Here comes Moore into the zone. Forced wide. Good defense. Little on the penalty kill. Final seconds of the power play. It'll be a successful penalty kill for Andover. It stays 3-0 Huskies. As Huskies will bounce it back to the Anoka line. Tornadoes get set there. Caitlin Booth not yet out of the zone. Clocker tried to help it out. Huskies throw it right back wide of that Anoka net. Tornadoes have been held off the board here tonight, trailing at 3-0. They've been shut out in their last 2 games, and they've scored just 1 goal in their last 4 entering the game here tonight. They're not giving up a lot of goals, but they're having a hard time generating offense here, and that'll come. If you can, let's get an icing here on Anoka. If you can kind of set that defensive base, if you kind of make your foundation goaltending and defense, and then allow the offense to come later, I mean, that's a pretty good formula for success.
And we also have to remember McKenna Beaver is not there, the leading goal scorer. He's got 3 goals this season. That adds a little more punch.
Amsler has it for the Tornadoes, gaining the offensive zone, dumping it in deep. Anoka trying to forecheck here and get some offensive zone time. Something that's been tough to achieve here tonight against Andover. They're so good at skating on the defensive side and moving that puck out of the zone. Here's quickly Kasich, who is one of those defensemen, basically takes it coast to coast from her own blue line and gets a shot in on Pavarud. The latest Class 2A rankings from last week. You see some pretty good clubs there.
Andover has already beaten Minnetonka. You mentioned that the Andover Edina Hockey Day, Minnesota. That'll be an outstanding another.
That's January 22nd down in Mankato. Of course, canceled last year. So it'll be good to have Hockey Day back again. Mixture of collegiate games and also high school games down on the ice at Blakesley Stadium, home of Minnesota State Maverick football. St. Thomas will play Minnesota State in the women's outdoor game. Huskies have 2 players on each of those 2 teams. Christensen comes in, little toe drag there in the right wing, tried to dance around, intercepted Tornadoes to center. With the puck, Hansen gains a zone, runs into a shoulder there of Mumm, and it sneaks out. They brought it back in offside. It just did come across the line as the Tornadoes tried to attack Booth. Good idea. She tried to attack thinking she might have an advantage. Any advantage they can get, they got to go for, but it was offside.
Seen a little bit of life out of the offense for Anoka this period.
I agree.
Yeah.
They've had a little more attack here in this third period against this high-powered Husky club. McQuay for Andover across the line. Tornadoes back out to center, intercepted Delich, but then pushed the other way as Raquelli got in the way of that. That'll force the Huskies back deep in their own zone. Nearing 7 minutes left in this one, 3-0. Andover a goal in the first, Berger 5th, and then Sauer and Gettle scoring a pair of goals in the second period. We have not had any goal scoring here in the third as Andover whistled down for an ice.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to complete the rankings, but another Northwest Suburban Conference. You've got Centennial Spring Lake Park also in the rankings, number 4. They're undefeated, 7-0-1. 6-0-1.
Yeah, Andover, I mean, they see coming up, it'll be Grand Rapids Greenway. They're usually really good. They play Proctor Hermantown coming up in January. They're the defending Class A champions. Maple Grove's tough. Yeah. Stillwater's always tough. And again, like I mentioned, they have Edina on the schedule. They could play Edina at the Edina tournament. They're on the other side of the bracket. That's at Braemar Arena. Andover will see Alexandria in the opening of that tournament down at Braemar on Monday, December 27th. As we get a whistle here, puck out of play, 6.5 left to go. We talked about the Northwest Suburban Conference winning streak. Andover coming in with 44 straight conference wins. And you see the current standings. Andover the only team unbeaten and untied. Centennial has the one tie against Elk River. And Centennial Spring Lake Park 7-0-1. Saved by Pavarud on one end. Tornadoes come right back. And it's at the Andover line. Everybody's on side. Play continues. Hennis battling to keep it in. Gettle ends up with it. 2-on-3 here at the Anoka line. Gettle splits out in front. Beautiful feed to Berger, and then she crashes into Pavarud. Net jarred loose, and we might get a penalty. Yeah, goalie interference is going to be called. Berger coming in. Uncontested right there, and contact. Yep, that contact was initiated by Berger before there was any backside contact on the back check by Kristoff coming back the other way. So a penalty coming up here. This will be a power play for Anoka, their second of the period.
A good opportunity to keep rolling on. One goal can really change a whole lot of the reflection of this hockey match.
Plus, it takes off the ice Andover's best player tonight in this game. Ella Berger's been all over the place. You know, against a lesser goaltender, Berger probably has a hat trick by this point with a number of grade A chances she has had. That's a real compliment here to Pavarud. Good look, right side shot on net. That's what Anoka needs to do. Booth puts it on net. get those pucks to the goaltender with the extra player out there with the power play. Got somebody there hanging out for a rebound. Try to get it deep, get rebounds or redirections here, and try and get the 0 off the board for the Tornadoes. Booth, pass ahead at the line, a little too far for Kristoff. Comes back out. Hennis waited as long as she could, but then she was forced to go a little further lateral there by the Anoka defense, or the Andover defense, and that created the offside. Minute 17 left in the power play.
Anoka, a couple of stars tonight is Kristoff, who's really done a nice job defensively, marking up out in front.
Yeah, and she did a nice job winning this face-off. Yep. Gives it over to Soli, who able to bury the puck deep. Goes corner to corner to the far side. Fighting her way for the puck is Delich. Back and forth along, and then she finds a seam far side. Banks it off the dasher all the way down. Pavarud out to the corner to greet it there. Hands it off for Soli. 50 seconds left in Anoka's power play. Long pass here, Botno. A little too far for her, and Andover able to collect it with Mumm. Mumm trailed by Botno over to the far side and saucered all the way down, sticking it down Delich.
I like that idea of trying to get that stretch pass, get it through the neutral zone quickly.
Booth from behind her net, up ahead to neutral. Barron down the left wing. Quick little poke check. Mumm got a piece of it, and then it's to Clocker with a shot. Kicked away, back in the corner. Back up to the point. It was vacated, and that'll go back to the Anoka line. Booth will have to circle back in her zone. 10 seconds left in the power play. Intercepted. Short-handed chance. Left to right. Kasich in, and a save by Pavarud. Denied Kasich. Kasich gets her own rebound. Backhands it in. That does it for the power play. So 2 for 2 tonight for the Andover penalty kill. And their penalty kill continues to be pretty good here this season. And fresh out of the box is Berger trying to redeem herself. Here's her shot. Hits bodies. A lot of traffic in front of that Anoka net. It ends up along the end wall. Berger right back after the rebound. And Berger keeps those skates moving. Up to the point, reversal, near side Kasich. Nice move, takes a shot, and it's knocked down. Beautiful play by Kasich on the right wing, created space, brought it to the middle, and it'll be cleared by Anoka. Icing on the Tornadoes, 3:27 remaining in the game.
Well, she's going to have number 27 in her nightmares tonight is Kasich, as she's done some great jobs to get free and have a nice shot, but Pavrud has been there every single time.
And Kasich, again, another one of the freshman defensemen. You know, Kasich, Little is a freshman. Mackenzie Jones is a freshman defenseman. Ella Thorson is a freshman defenseman. So this Andover team with good front-end talent on the forward side, but their season might be told by how well those defensemen continue to improve. And so far, so good, 7 games in. With the puck is Hannah Christensen. Hannah works it all the way around. Now down the slot to the right wing, off of the glove of Pavarud. Puck is loose. Rebound, another save. Pavarud off of the putback with Nora Sauer. Nora Sauer, another one of the players that is going to see Gretchen Pavarud in her nightmares, because she's had 2 or 3 good looks and maybe sure goals most of the time, but Pavarud has been very good.
Yes, all 3. Sauer and Christensen and Grabo all had opportunities and good looks at putting that puck, but Pavarud is just there.
Under 3 left. Tornadoes winning a few more faceoffs here this third period. That's been a good development for them. Circling back, Mackenzie Jones doing what a defenseman does. Trying to find that path of least resistance to try and clear. Oh, and a centering pass off a giveaway. In the corner, rebound, they score! It came up high to Botno, and she beats Stagman. And Anoka is on the board, creating a turnover with their forecheck.
That was an outstanding job of just persistence. And give a lot of credit to these Tornadoes who have looked for every opportunity just to get a little spark, and there it was.
Bridget Botno will get the goal. That is her first goal. And the Tornadoes get that 0 off the board. Sounds like Botno got the assist, so it must have been deflected. Somebody must have got a piece of it. They just announced Botno with the assist. Looking at it live, it looked like Botno's shot was the one that made it through, but there might have been somebody out in front, and must have been, as that's what the officials reported to the scores table. So 3-1. Tornadoes with some momentum here, and with a minute and a half left to go. They have it here at neutral, right in front of the penalty boxes, being bothered, though, by Abby McQuay. Anoka retreating back in their zone. Francois, freshman, who has a goal this season, right out in the middle, and a shot taken by Andover, and it's right in the net of Pavarud, as so many shots have ended up. Let's take a look at that. There's the shot.
And there's a deflection. Let's see if we can see a number that right out in front. It hits the stick.
Yeah,
yep,
it's definitely 15.
That's Moore.
Is it Abby Moore?
Yeah, it looks like Abby Moore.
So Moore getting the goal. Nice stick work by Moore. I mean, she knew exactly what she needed to do. That's her first goal. First career goal as a freshman. Congratulations, Abby Moore. Botno the assist. Anoka has the puck at center. Hansen, under a minute left to go here in the third period. Picked off by the Huskies. Huskies lead pass Olsen. Here she comes in, gloved again. Pavarud.
I don't think I've seen so many hockey players and skaters look up at the ceiling after every shot.
There is a gravitational force that pulls the puck into Gretchen Pavarud's glove.
Yep. They're looking for some answers.
She'd be my first baseman on the softball team.
Yep.
Puck kicked around here. Huskies in the Andover zone. They can't hold it. Comes back out to neutral. Kasich right back to the Tornadoes. Half a minute left here in a 3-1 game. Far side Moore, who has the goal. Whacked at it, high in the air, bouncing back in front of the Tornado zone. Flipped ahead, Clocker intercepted on the left wing. Gettle coming in. Doesn't have numbers. She's forced wide into the corner. Centering pass intercepted. Amsler for the Tornadoes. Tips it out to center, right onto the stick of Berger. Berger controls that puck like she's got it on a string. And a shot that whistles high over Pavarud off the glass. Final seconds, there's the horn. And Anoka battled here tonight. Tornadoes on their home ice. But the top-ranked and undefeated Andover Huskies will stay that way here with a 3-1 victory over the Anoka Tornadoes here at the Anoka Ice Arena. And that third period was one where Anoka scored a goal, and I think they played their best hockey in the third period here tonight. So we take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. Wrestling, basketball coming up, some more boys hockey featuring the Andover Husky boys. And don't miss that Champlin Park holiday concert.
Very good, very good. Husky wrestling on Thursday. I'll be there for that. That'll be a good match. Champlin Park, Andover, and Zimmerman.
So Berger, Sauer, and Gettle getting the goals here tonight for the Andover Huskies. And Abby Moore, first career goal at 14:43 in the third period. But just too little too late there for Anoka. But they break through after not scoring a goal in their last two games. They get a goal here tonight against the very stingy Andover Huskies. Huskies give up less than a goal per game, 0.9 goals per game. So they get a score here tonight. Two rivals go at it, and it is Andover prevailing, picking up their 45th consecutive conference win. They go to 8-0, 3-0 in the Northwest Suburban. Anoka falls to 1-7-0 and 0-4 in conference play. Andover next plays Elk River at home at the Andover Arena on Saturday. Meanwhile, Anoka on their schedule, they get Osseo Park Center at the Dick Vraw Ice Arena, the Ice Box, coming up on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Jim, good working with you again.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you. For
Great
Jim
job.
Childs, I'm Jim Erickson, everybody in the truck. Andover wins. You've been watching high school girls hockey on QCTV Sports.